The main paid message is the same message because it is about, it doesn't matter what age or size you are. You can do whatever you want to do. You can travel if you want to travel. You can try on whatever clothes you want to. Do you know what I mean? It's all about confidence, which actually is across all of the pages. They're all about empowering yourself and having the confidence to do that. That is the message, whether that be in business or outside business. So I think it's worth testing. I don't know. Do you think it's worth giving it a test, but putting everything into it?
Hey, I'm Jay Woodard. I am a creative director, photographer and videographer of the Ed32 agency based in the south of Ireland in Cork.
Hi, I'm Judie Russell. I'm a video coach and founder of the Vid Academy.
Hi, I'm Jen Bryan and I'm the co-founder and chief marketing officer of a digital marketing agency called Velocity Growth.
Hi, I'm Sian Horn. I'm a business mentor and coach. I'm also the founder of the national network for women in business called The Club. And I also am the ambassador for Champion Green.
10, 9, 8. Hi,
Elon Musk over.
Yeah. Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Unbranded. I'm delighted to be here. I've had a hectic week. Last week, obviously, was our 4-day week, so it was all a bit mad. How has everybody's week gone? Judie, how was your week?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know where I am or how I got here, to be honest. It's one of those situations. It's busy. It's busy season for me at the moment. So that's actually really good because January and February were quite slow. So I'm happy to be back into it. I won't complain.
Okay, brilliant. Anything exciting happen though? Anything we need to know about? Did you learn anything new? Did you go somewhere that...
Wait until I tell you about yesterday. Oh my God. So I was down in Bantry in this beautiful natural shop called Organico where they sell all these natural ingredients. Hence why I'm taking nettle now.
My
but anyway,
favourite.
yeah.
My favourite shop. I love that shop.
It's such a great shop. And the ladies who own it are so lovely as well. Anyway, I filmed them for 3 hours and I went to the car and I got to the car really tired now, you know yourself after a full day of content kind of thing. And I was like, where's my phone that I filmed everything on? And then I went back to the shop, brought in all my bags, couldn't find it, walked back to the car, lashing rain, asking everyone who I passed, hi, did you see my phone? How did you see my heart starting to raise? I'm thinking about all the times that I've broken hard drives, lost cameras over the years. And I was like praying to God. I was like, please don't do this to me. Please don't do this to me. Anyway, about 20 minutes later, it's in the side pocket of the bag and it's dead. My mum was like, why didn't you just ring it? And I was like, because it wasn't on, so that gave me a slight bit of nervous palpitations, but all is well. That turns out well.
Amazing. It's so scary though, isn't it? When you think you've lost something. I do that about 12 times a day, however. So an Apple tab on your phone for the future, I think. And that will solve that problem. What about you, Jen? Anything exciting this week?
I actually am I can't say who because it isn't fully closed out yet, but I'm in the final stages of a really exciting brand partnership with one of the Big 10 globally. So that'll be really, really exciting once it kind of finishes out. But yeah, it's weird to see one of those in your inbox because then you find yourself going to LinkedIn and being like, Jodie, start doing that background research. My friends always come to me if they're like, need a little bit of stalking done because I'm savvy online. They're like, look, I need to find this guy's surname. And I'm like, give me 10 minutes and I'll be back to you. I'm the same with these. Like an email comes in, I'm like, spam or legit?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Brilliant.
Good.
Okay, so positivity all in your direction. We're going to close that down this week. And Jay, what about you?
Tipping away. I had some photo shoots and plans. Well, some quotes fall through. I was too expensive. We just have to deal with that kind of stuff. I think I'm learning more and more now that I'm no longer for mom and pop kind of people. These kind of people, I feel like I'm in the next tier up. I feel I'm literally corporates and SMEs, and I'm just, the more I see it, the more, because people, I've been way more active on LinkedIn and stuff, and people are getting in touch with headshots and we'd love to book you and stuff. And then I send out the rates, and they're like, oh Jesus, no, we don't have the budget for that. And then I'm planning on setting up like a full day of professional headshots where you can book in for whatever, an hour and 45 minutes to get your hair and makeup done professionally, and then with me for an hour and a half you have it for yourself. Cool. To kind of see if that would work people's budgets. But Yeah, all good. It's snowing here in front of me for some reason in Middleton. I don't know how or why, but it's snowing in the middle of fucking March.
Hailstone here.
Yeah,
Hailstone
it's
here.
insane. But yeah, it's Easter, so it's all kids are off. So class.
I have a quick tip for you, Jay, if it's something that you don't do, because I found a really good little trick for when you hit this tipping point is in your contact form or wherever you take the information in, just put a line in and ask how many employees do you have? You'll be able to siphon them much quicker.
Okay. So you think if it's like 2, then they're not going to be able to forecast scenario, but if it's 5 or plus.
Yep. Yeah. Whatever you start, like look at the range of everyone who said yes to the price point that you're currently putting out. Look at their team sizes and try work it backwards from there. We've found it work well for B2B.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Great call.
Headshot days do work though. I've done a few of them myself with the club. And yeah, it's a nice, affordable way. However, I do find though that the old style headshot is kind of disappearing. People want a little bit more individuality.
Pizzazz.
Yeah, a little bit more individuality rather than that standard headshot corporate style. Even a lot of corporates I'm noticing on LinkedIn have changed the style of their headshot. But you've got a great advantage. You're working in Take 9, so you've got so many different ways that you can take people's pictures.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, like, I'd be interested now to get your opinion on this, Shem, because like the starting point for it to make sense for me, it'd be a starting point of 650 plus VAT per person. Does that scream too expensive to you, Sian, or what? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, the people that I work with are obviously very small business, so a lot of how many employees? It's 0 to 2.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't be paying that. The majority.
Do you have anything for that brand though, to get those shots for their brand and stuff?
Oh, I think it's a lovely, but I just know that they could get it cheaper.
Yeah, fair enough.
But they'd be paying about that for a half-day branding shoot, a half day, and they'd get, they'd get adequate pictures, 15 pictures for that sort of price, between 600 and 900.
Yeah,
you're normally talking for half day.
But I'm fucking Clash, Sian, so you know what about it. I'm only joking. I
don't question it, though. I don't question it. I think you're worth every penny.
There's a really good, now I know this is completely on the opposite end of the spectrum, but there's a good website that I came across recently that does the AI profile pictures. You know, when you put in your headshots and you get loads of variations back and you kind of look crazy different. I tried them and I was like, I look wonderful. And then everyone else was like, that's not you. Okay. But
okay.
But their landing pages have really nicely structured information about the value of headshots, as in like when you have a headshot in this style, typically people see X amount more like connection requests on LinkedIn, conversions. It'd be really interesting if you started like building out a landing page that was like, look, once every 3 months we do these. You can come join one of our sessions. These are all the benefits, and typically you should see this amount of improvement if you're working on your brand overall. It could be an interesting way just to angle it with the price point.
Very cool.
The one thing I say to you as well, Jay, is be careful of the makeup and hair situation, because I have been to over 20 years, been to a lot of those sort of style, and a lot of people come back and go, do you mind if I redo the pictures, but I'm going to go to my hairdresser and do my own makeup because it doesn't look quite like me. And as a trained makeup artist, I know how difficult it is to get that right sometimes, because people turn up to sessions and say, oh, I'd like to look like this. Can you make my eyes a bit darker? And then when you're talking to them, you're like, do you ever wear your makeup like this? And they're like, oh, no, but I thought, it's a treat today and I'm paying the money. And then they see the picture and they go, oh, it doesn't look like me. So you're you're moving into a different entity. I think what you do really well, I think you could, I even do it without the hair and the makeup and let them come as themselves, and you can't go wrong then.
That would bring the price down for them as well. So
exactly.
Win. Yeah, 100%. I hear you. Thank you.
But obviously employ me to come along as their confidence coach, and then I'll make them feel amazing as well. It would be amazing. But it's all good. But listen, I'm taking over this pod. Jay's looking at me as if she takes over every pod. But today is kind of all about me. We're kind of bringing together everything that we've done over the last 17, 18 weeks. And we've talked about lots of different platforms. We've talked about Jay's platform a little bit. And I asked the guys if today we could talk about my platforms with the thought process of, you know, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What they think they could bring to me. I'm open to all suggestions. I think every day is a school day. And also, obviously, with this week, our deadline of Friday to get our first YouTube videos up, I wanted to put my idea to them and get their feedback. So we're going to start with you, Judie. What pisses you off about my platforms on social media?
Yes.
Love it.
Oh my goodness me. I didn't actually think about that because I was like, that's just like, you know, like how could your platform piss me off when you're reaching and helping so many people? Like, I don't know, like there's nothing that I could say like, oh, I don't like when you do this style of content, or, you know, I don't know, like, I just think it's too hard. But what I would put to you, Sian, though, before you think about anything else to do with, especially YouTube, is like your purpose. Like, what are you actually trying to achieve? Because especially with all of us getting more into YouTube, takes ages. Like, so it's like you have to go back to the beginning of the strategy and say, why am I doing this? What's my key message? Who is it for? Like all that kind of stuff. So would you mind giving me a download of like where, because you've changed as well since I first got to know you. Like you've opened up to bigger brands and you're doing more clothes things and things like that. So like it's a lot different when I first met you. I suppose your channels, they're evolving as you evolve. So like with that in mind, what's the goal now?
Absolutely. So I suppose with the 3 channels, so I've Bebel, which is the self-care channel community, 4,000 or so people on there. And that's where I do all my Sunday socials kind of eventing, my movement. So that leads into links in very well to Elite Pilates. And that's where I see that kind of living. Sian Horn is really just become very personal. So it's more kind of reviewing, I suppose. Obviously, my loves are travel, food, skincare, and clothes. And I try to sort of get that across as much as I can. I could put up the most amazing philosophical, I can't even say it. I can't even say it.
Philosophical.
Thank you. Meaning words on Sian Horn. At the end of the day, people want to see what I'm eating and what I'm trying on. They really do. Like the engagement from try-ons is ridiculous. And so that's when I separated the business talk, I suppose, because obviously a lot of people that follow me are small business owners. So that is all over on SCH Solutions. And we haven't even started there really. At the moment, it really is my podcast. And then this week I've started sharing where I am, because a lot of my work in my business is being at events, networking, and running and facilitating those kind of events. So I suppose Sian Horn has become a lot more of a sort of influencer area. Mm-hmm. And Bebel and SCH Solutions are more business and self-care based.
Can I ask you a quick question on that? From if you took it one step higher again, do you ideally, like Jay talks about wanting to be, working on YouTube full time or like that content. Do you like that idea of like working on content creation full time almost? Or do you see it as you love it, but it's kind of like part time, it's over here, you enjoy it, but your focus is on other things?
Yeah, I think without a doubt, I really enjoy it, but it's not my main focus. I want to be speaking to rooms of women. Mm-hmm. If I really think about what I want to be, whether that's about their personal journey and their resilience, or whether that's resilience in business, or whether it's lobbying for women to get what they should be getting in the business arena. So I use, I suppose, those personal platforms to help my profile, to get me more engagement, to meet the right people, to talk at the right events.
I think for will we, Judie, are you done?
Yeah. Like, are you going to go into what books you want?
No, not even.
Cut.
Hold my hair. Hold on a second. No, I'm just wondering, because I was looking at your socials here, Sian, like Firstly, with the SCH solution, it's just our podcast, so I obviously you and the deep dive as well. But like that, I think that could be a great platform for you to be doing short pieces of content about what you'll be saying to these women in the room, for them to see. Like, obviously, if I'm an event manager and I want to hire you as an MC, I could go to your page and see your videos, the content you're making. Like, ladies, what are you doing? This is how I would approach it. Like, you know, you see these kind of how you have these react videos where you're seeing these people email what their boss has said to them, or a promotion, something. Like, I think it would be good for you to do like react videos to those, and just to have that kind of voice in it, or even have some of your people on the bigger platform reach out to you and, you know, anonymously and say, look, I'm having this problem in work, how I want to get this promotion, but how like this kind of idea, like steer it that way that you want to. Just to make it properly. Like, when you first go to it, I don't, it's kind of, it looks like the what it's called, the bio, the link in bio. Yeah. It just looks a bit spammy for me personally. It just feels like I've seen that every coach and mentor has that style of, you know, the logo of something and then unlocking business potential. And like, I would just think if it's something more like a quote that you've done, or something that's to you. I've seen this a million times before, something to you, because I know you and I know the stuff you say, and like, I know you can have a really hard-hitting message in the first 3 lines. Do you know what I mean? And then over on the other profile, I would look at what pisses me off about it is when I go to your profile and I see the highlights of my 2019 and my 2020.
Oh, I know.
I'm like, Shan. And then I'm scrolling, it's like Rome 2019. I'm like, get rid of it.
I actually need to delete them all.
Yeah,
because I don't like highlights anyway. I don't know whether they're.
I got rid of all mine. I personally just archive it, but I think the feed looks good. I don't think you're doing like. It looks like an influencer page, which is exactly what you're going for. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think you're doing great. What this as well? A small thing that pisses me off, Jan.
Go on.
Why do you put yourself smaller and not full screen with the text?
Oh, because I have problems seeing, and sometimes the script. So actually, I think that script there. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. So why do I put my head smaller?
One is a full one, and then the one before it isn't a full one. You've just shrunk yourself, and then the writing. I get it, because obviously you want the text on the dark screen.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, I change it up all the time because it just keeps me interested. If it's just changing the shape of the screen.
It's for you, not for us. Okay.
But when I'm watching other people, if I see the same thing and the same story and it goes and goes, then I just think it's the same thing. So I tap through. But when I change the size of the screen, sometimes I think, oh, that's like an hour later, or it's talking about something else. It's visually, it's like if you use the same angle for the whole of the reel, it's much less exciting if you change your angles every 10 seconds. I don't know.
Yeah,
yeah, I'd never thought about it.
When you first started doing it, I was like, is she doing that on purpose, or she missed it like by accident?
Oh yeah, no,
I had a message written out and I was like, I better not. yeah, exactly, yeah.
No, that's cool. Jen.
Are we married to 2 profiles?
We're married to 3.
Well, B-Bell is kind of separate, and I see it as a separate entity almost.
Yes.
But in terms of, like, if we took it one step higher, and looked at it from the perspective of empowering women, is it in my mind, you can still do the empowering through, you know, business content, the motivational tips, the motivational content around business, the motivation around feeling good, what you're wearing, eating well, taking that rest. For me, it kind of is all in the same bubble. What I'm worried about is that you're going to spread yourself too thin across 2 if it's not going to be your everything to do across both. Now, I have been toying with it in mine, where I'm like doing 2-week sprints of different styles of content to see what I can layer in of more things that I enjoy. So like, I've started mixing things up very slightly, nothing major, but like that'll be a 2-3 week sprint. Once I've done with that, I'll be like, okay, did that completely fall flat for the audience, or did it gain some level of traction? And then I can start including that, and then I can start mixing up my content with 2 or 3. You know, I wonder, is there an experimentation framework that would allow you to leverage one account really well and spread yourself across 2? But that's just food for thought more so than anything.
No, I 100% agree, because actually SCH is an experiment without a doubt. And that's why it probably hasn't had enough of my attention. I try to give some tips on there most days. And like I said, this week's the first week really that I've started sharing actually what is going on from a business perspective. Because it was an experiment. I thought I might be boring people on my own platform with both now the feedback, and I keep asking the questions. You know, I'm good at that in stories. Are you enjoying this? Do you want, should I keep them separate? If this isn't of a benefit to the people watching, there's no benefit to me.
Do you know what I used to live and die by the rule of asking people what they want. And then eventually you realize people haven't a fucking clue what they want. Yeah. The actual truth is in the retention metrics, is the length of time watched on the video. And if you do a 2-week sprint and the retention is just as strong as your other content, then it's viable and valuable. The worst thing I ever see is like people come to me with a new business idea and they're like, right, I'm going to ask people in this industry what they want specifically or for features in the tool. I'm like, they don't know what they want until they're in the tool and using it. People haven't a clue. Sometimes it's better to just like throw the spaghetti, and if it sticks, great. And if not, then there's the answer too.
Yeah. You could do it where you have segments, Sian, like every Tuesday and Thursday is our business.
Yeah, I thought
the rest
doing
is
that
all,
like,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That way people know, oh, today's Tuesday, she's on about business. They watch. If they watch, if they don't, they don't.
There might also be like a psychological piece to it as well, where you have separated the experiment out over here in case it fails, maybe, as opposed to like, because your main channel, there's risk to something going wrong. I'm just spitballing.
Jen is
that's
dropping
not the case at all.
bombs here, like dropping
that's not the case.
bombs.
I'm not. But if there's a piece of that to it, then what I would say is that like, there's a bite the bullet moment of like, right, it's just going to be Tuesdays for the next 6 weeks. And if it falls flat, then it's pulled and then that's it.
Yeah. No, I think, to be honest, 100%, like, and actually it's so funny because I was talking about this with a client this morning about the fear of failure. And that's one thing I'm never fearful on. I've had so many failures. It's unbelievable, but I've learned so much, and that's why I am where I am today. And I bloody love failing, but, it's like collecting no's. It's the same thing. The more you fail, the more you learn, the more successful you can be. But yeah, I moved it on to see if it would work. And I'll be honest, at the moment, it's not working for me. Because even people, and I was speaking to one of the followers on my main platform the other day, and I said, she was like, oh, I keep going over to SCH. I saw you at this event. I didn't know where it would be.
I found myself doing that recently as well, looking for a piece of content or something you had send to someone, and I couldn't find where it was. But my biggest fear, and this is where what my note just came from, is as I diversify, am I impacting like potential sponsorship? Am I impacting potential this, potential that? Am I actually just shooting myself in the foot, just as it's like taking this turn in the right direction? Because even like last week, I put in like a little bit more of a personal bio just to test that out. And I put like the LGBT flag in, and I was berated in the comments afterwards. And I was just like, But then I was like, do you know what? If I have to take 10 steps backwards, I know I'm talking about mine specifically now, but if I have to take 10 steps backwards and lose 40,000 followers to move forward in the right step, then I need to do that as well. So sorry, these are just 1,001 thoughts that are going around for mine, which is why I'm kind of curious on yours as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm not ready to let it go just yet. I think last week I kind of sat with myself and went, you really need to put some effort into actually testing this properly. So I've a new intern, and this is going to be her job, is to police this for me. And she starts actually with me tomorrow. So it's very exciting. So I think I'm going to give it like a good 4 weeks and really do it properly and set. Why are you laughing, Jay? Am I doing this wrong?
No, it's just 4 weeks ago you told me to get rid of Ed32 and just be Jay Woodard, and now you're saying no, you're not going to get rid of Sian.
Well, no, I think but from what you were saying, I would still say that, because what I'm just saying to you is like, I don't put anything from SCH on Sian Horn.
Yeah, and I think
I don't put anything from Sian Horn on SCH. So
I see both sides of the argument, to be honest. I do see both sides of the argument. Like, would you bore your influencer crowd with business discussions? I don't know.
It's hard.
One small thing though is that you actually don't link across. So like if I couldn't find the other page, it might be no harm having it in your bio to say
business
just,
portfolio.
Yeah, just to send people
Absolutely.
over.
But I suppose for me, I'm like, the more we talk about it, I'm thinking out loud now, like my end goal is to touch more people and to talk to more people about the balance and how you can work and live your life, have fun. That is my message, through resilience and everything else. So yeah, it may not work. And I think I will give it a test.
With the end goal being the idea of emceeing and hosting this here and being that person in that room, that's a business scenario. That's not an influencer scenario. So I think, do you drive that? Well, is it? It's a business influencer, I guess.
It's a blend of both. But if like when we chatted on your goals at the start, where you were like, I want to be in the room talking, and that's like a big end goal, then maybe like 70% of your efforts should be on the other one, and then 30. I don't know how you split up your time across the both of them, because there's still value in what I'll call your main page right now.
Yes.
So it's a difficult one.
The main paid message is the same message, because it is about, it doesn't matter what age or size you are. You can do whatever you want to do. You can travel if you want to travel. You can try on whatever clothes you want to. Do you know what I mean? It's all about confidence, which actually is across all of the pages. They're all about empowering yourself and having the confidence to do that. That is the message, whether that be in business or outside business. So I think it's worth testing. I don't know. Do you think it's worth giving it a test, but putting everything into it?
Those power hours you have, are they for just business or can be for anything?
No, power hours are for business. However, why? Why
just business? If you're saying if there was a woman who wants to contact you about something, whatever it is, and she said, "Oh, I want to book you for an hour to be that kind of life coach more than a business mentor," is that like a no-no you want to do? Or?
Yeah, I do life coaching. It's a little bit different life coaching though. You can't really do a session for life coaching. It's not the same.
Okay.
Life coach with power hours, it's very much mentorship. Occasionally I will change my hat within that session, but they come for information, they come for advice, and can go away and then continue on their business path. With life coaching, you really need a minimum of 3 or 4 sessions to really dig into what the issue is so that they can move forward.
Should that be a package that you offer kind of thing?
It could be, but I don't enjoy doing it, so I don't.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking on the same lines as Jay almost, where it's like there's the confidence piece, there's the financial freedom piece, which maybe comes into the business arc of things. Financial freedom, which is an interesting topic when it comes to women in particular. And then you've got the fashion, the downtime. There's a holistic arc that I'm seeing that I don't have a singular word to put it together, but there's something there to it.
I think it's that magazine show idea that you had, Sian. I think that's a really good YouTube kind of idea, but imagine the amount of time and effort that would go into it. But I think we are missing that TV show style. And, it really sat with me last week when you guys were saying Jen, your mum watches YouTube like television. So do you, Jay. So if people go to your channel, they want to be able to kind of relax into your content and kind of stay around for the next episode and stuff. So I really do see you having an Oprah kind of, multiple topics going from one to the next.
That's the arc. It's Oprah vibes.
Oprah vibes. Yeah.
It's actually Sally Jess RFIL vibes.
Oh, she was the best.
She had the big glasses, remember?
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's 100.
Well, no, not the age.
Actually,
the
do you know what?
Content,
I tell you now, she was younger than me. Sally Jessie. She's definitely in her late 40s. I'm definitely older than her. But
is she someone that you would say had a fall or took a fall?
I'm still having falls. But yeah, that was kind of my idea, actually. I put like a week in review. So something to basically like very similar to our concept here, something, what got you this week? What is what's come through. I get a lot of PR through my door. I'd like to discuss it in one place. So yeah, I love that idea.
Sally is 87 years old now, just FYI.
Oh, brilliant.
She looks amazing.
She was older than me.
You don't have a newsletter, Sian, do you?
I do have a newsletter, and it is very much like that, actually. So I just talk about what happened last month. I put in pictures of my travel, and then, any events that are coming up.
Because, like stories, like for me anyway, and I love watching stories the odd time, but like I think that they're just a big waste of time because they disappear. And, it's like, oh, you get to know someone, but like then where does it go? Like into your archive. But like if those stories could be collected, it's the format though, because you're filming vertically and then trying to put it into kind of like a YouTube. But like I would potentially save all your stories from the month previous, edit them all, just throw them all into CapCut and splice them together and just see if that turns into a 5-minute video that goes through your month and what that looks like. And then try, because like YouTube is like, the show that I could see you making, Sian, is, at least 60 grand an episode. And me and Jay are saying that we're going to actually we're going to co-host a show on the cost of content, because it is expensive to make content and people underestimate it because they have their phones and can kind of do things cheap. But if we wanted to make a Sian show, the room would be full of cast and crew. We'd have a live audience. We would, have prize giveaways and stuff like that. Like that's what it needs. So then how do you not make a shit version of that so that people don't get confused?
There is an MVP. You see, the other thing is that that's an excellent idea, but we don't know if that's a good idea until she puts that out into the wild. So what is the minimum viable version of that to actually test out the idea? Because imagine in 5 years' time, the channel was big enough to do that viably. Then you still would have had to start at MVP, like minimum viable version of this anyway. So what is the minimum viable version? Is it you on a couch with a segment set up like this? Maybe you have one person comes in for a certain segment to talk about something specifically. Are you talking on the couch and maybe some of the highlights of your month come up on the left in the story style, just kind of edited in a little square? Is it just the absolute basic version of this? And then is there a signal in the video to say, let's do it again? When you do it again with a 1% improvement, was there a slightly deeper signal? Okay, there was a 1%. Let's go with a 1% improvement for the next one, because we can. Come Friday, it's going to be Jay and Judie's videos, and then it's going to be me and Sian's videos. Okay.
Oh, I think mine's well under yours.
I freaking wish, lads. I don't know what Jen does, but I watch some of Reddit and I'm like, I have no idea how she does that. And do you know what?
AI.
Actually, sorry, can
I'm
I
not
just
doing that?
Guys, I think being a professional video editor is actually going against me. Because I think that like a lot of people who are starting off, especially with CapCut, they're using the stickers. They're trying out things that maybe Jay, we would have been told not to do, and it's working and it looks really cool. And I don't know if I become a lazy editor, but I'm like, I'm missing a slice.
No, to be fair, no, I use shortcuts. I know my shortcuts and I know what works, like captions with the subtitles, all that kind of stuff. I have my filters that I use that you see across all my videos, the same filters, same presets, that kind of stuff. The cuts, maybe I try and mix it up perfectly. See, I'm lucky where I have very different client portfolios and different projects, so I have to change my editing style per project. So I'm kind of like that. I'm handy where. Anyway, we're talking about us. Back to Sian.
No, it's fine. It's fine, because actually I was going to say something because do you know what? You use cover pictures too, Jay? Do you
no.
cover pictures on your feed?
No, not my feed. I only have, that's the thing, I mix it up. So I only have images on my feed, and then on my reels is just the reels.
Oh,
so I've kept them completely separate. That's when I ditched you all and wouldn't have you on my feed, remember?
Yes, I remember. I am Jay Woodard. You're talking to other creators, correct?
Bit of both. I have people who just follow me who are just.
I really like, and I've noticed Jen's change. I've noticed Jay's change. I think it's really lovely. I'm loving what you're doing. You put up something the other day about editing. Don't edit somewhere else.
Fix it
I
in
did.
post, was it?
Don't
Yeah,
fix it in
was it?
post.
Oh, don't fix it in post. So I watched it and I was like, this is brilliant, but I didn't have a clue what you're talking about.
So what that means is like if I'm shooting something and the color's wrong or something's wrong and I'm like, oh, I'll fix it in post, means I'll fix it in the edit. Means I can change on the computer, I'll do it in something. If you can change it there and then on set and make it the way you want it, it will save you time, will save you money, all that kind of stuff. It's a big thing in Hollywood and movies where people say, oh, we'll fix it in post with CGI.
Amazing.
But
I think you could do a series about your series. Like, so, because you've got obviously a couple of personas that you're speaking to, like as someone, and I think you're right, Judie, like I think it is of a benefit of me sometimes not having the knowledge that you have, because I have to find the quick and easy way, always. You know, and Steve Jobs would have been a great believer of that. Do you know what I mean? That different brain, find the quick and easy way. I have no choice. I don't have your education. But no one notices because the people following me don't have that education either. So it's fine. However, I know people that follow you guys would have the education behind them. So they might be critiquing it in a different way. But I think there's a series in some of the stuff that you say sometimes to even simplify it for the people like me.
It's an interesting one because like I'm kind of taking that tactic and using it to create. So like I am finding a video and I'm like, how did they do that? And I'm not purposely trying to not find the tutorial. And I'll go in. Yesterday, I spent an unbelievable amount of time trying to show that shoe behind myself, by the way. You have no idea. And then the tutorial is like 1.5 minutes. Yeah, that was the explainer of the hour and a half beforehand of what went into it. But like, I am literally going into CapCut and I'm like, effects. I'm like, what does this one do? Does this one work? Does this one work? Does this one work? Because I haven't a fucking clue.
That's the way to do it. Like,
yeah.
And then I do enjoy being clueless in something because you do inevitably find the fastest way. Was it Steve Jobs or was it Bill Gates? Was like always hire a lazy person. They'll find the quickest way to do it.
Yeah, can't agree more. But they do though. Like I have 2 nephews and they're amazing. Like I'm like, how do you do that? But I do agree with that, and that's why I edit in Instagram all the time, because it's just so quick and easy for me to do it. It just goes out. It's and it does the job that I need it to do. If I was making massive corporate videos, that would not be the case. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think there is, like, if I think about how I could do that just to start off, I can think of a couple of contacts. I'm well networked that I might be given a ring to straight after we have finished recording to say, could I use that space actually? That would look really well. Would you be interested in let me use that space for an hour and a half once a week just to give it a go? And then maybe start with 2 segments and then move on from there. But if I was to start with 2 segments, what 2 segments should I start with?
Do you know, I'd even take it back before that, Sian. I'd look at, like, so you've got like so much content that you're, you know, like say the try-ons, right? So say you do a week in review and you go, okay, so this week, and you're speaking to camera, but you're sat at a desk instead, kind of thing. And the camera's horizontal because it's specifically for YouTube. And you're like, okay, this week started off, I did a try-on. And then as Jen was saying, you show the video. And then you talk about the behind the scenes of the try-on. But lads, I know that's a 30-second video, but it involved going to Dunn's, getting this, getting that, then what happened, and then going into like, so repurposing all the stories stuff specifically, because I just don't think that gets enough airtime kind of, or refusal. And then talk about renting the space and getting the people in and stuff like that and building. But what is your idea for your YouTube actually? That's what I was trying to know.
It was exactly that. Like my newsletters, magazine style. So in my newsletter, it's my diary.
Yeah.
And I wonder if you went to like, now I know this is completely off kilter in terms of like what would actually look like, but if you went to any sort of like morning show kind of like the TV segment style, and actually just watch 3 or 4 of them and write down the segments that they switch to. So like, because they always do like fashion, food, and then something kind of more serious. I don't even know off the top of my head what order do they do that in? And is there a consistency to that? Is there a reason for that? Because obviously they have it structured for retention as well. I wonder, is there a few things that you can reverse engineer off the bat of like, they always do 4 segments. One is serious, one is food, one is this, and one is that. Do they fit my criteria? And then which order do they put them in? And is there like a hype hook, or is there a hook that they use pretty consistently to bring people? Is there a piece that you can reverse engineer out of it?
I think what they always do. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Jay.
No, go for it. No, because it's usually food, fashion. Sorry, food, fashion.
Jay always
good story,
says,
bad
"Go
story."
for it."
And you know how they, like, what we used to do in television is you put your best story first, which would usually go against the logic, because, you know, like, it's like, keep the best to last. In television, your first episode and your first segment is always your strongest piece, because you have to keep people there. So we'd always be like, you know, like bunching all the good stuff into episode 1, and then episode 2 would be kind of like, oh, this isn't great. But I was always like, can we not just put them around? And they're like, no, this has to go this way. Otherwise we need the buzz, like, of people talking about it. So
I think as well, Shen, I think we're overthinking this. I think I don't know if you've ever checked out Emma Chamberlain. Emma Chamberlain is one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. She's 25, 24. And she literally sits down with her phone or a camera and a microphone and has a coffee and talks what happened that week.
Yeah.
And it's like, to you, back and forth. And I genuinely believe you could carry that. I genuinely believe you could have that. And her videos are 25 minutes long, where she's just like, yeah, and I did this and I didn't really like it, but look, it is what it like. And it's literally, just check out her stuff. Her content is, she set up a coffee brand and everything. She talks about that, the whole thing there. And it's just the process of sitting down and having a chat. That's how you get to know me. That's who I am. It's like, if instead of meet me for a coffee, technically you are. If you grab a coffee, we're together here. Like, you know, I think the magazine show, I think that's a nice idea, but I think you have to build to that.
Yes. Oh no,
it's
absolutely.
a lot of work. Like,
yeah. No, I
wouldn't even take that on, to be honest.
I think I have enough to get going. I think it will be me sitting and talking and doing the review of the week as such, what I've been up to. And I think to be able to incorporate the stories into that would be perfection, because it's already there.
Yeah, and I think, remember 24 frames per second. Remember that, because it's YouTube. It's not social media, so people want a bit more cinematic.
Okay. Can I wreck your head, Jay, and send you pictures of what's on my screen on my camera, because I cannot get it to change to 24.
Well, even when you're coming up, because we're doing a little recce, aren't we, for the event? Bring the camera, or even if you want to send, I can be 100%. Yeah.
Maybe. So every time I switch it to 24, it goes slow-mo.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
So
what are your YouTube videos on, guys? Oh, sorry, Sian.
Go on. No, finish that bit. Go on.
Oh no, I'm doing next. Yep.
Are you talking to me or Judie?
I don't know.
Judie was going to ask a question before you rudely interrupted her, Jay.
Always.
Oh no, what I was going to ask is probably the next topic, but I'm curious as to what Jen and Jay's YouTube videos are going to be about for our.
Can we just get some like levels of like a YouTube short doesn't count?
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Is there a minimum time? What are we saying? Minimum 2 minutes, minimum 3 minutes?
2 or 3, yeah. But like, you know, like I go for 10-minute YouTube.
I was kind of aiming for 10.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. Yeah, perfect.
But say say 3 minutes min, because there's a lot of work goes into 3 minutes.
Okay. I have a few different things that I have. Like, I have a whole Notion notes and ideas and templates, and
okay, so you're at pre-production stage. That's all I care about.
I'm all in. Yeah, I'm all in. Like, there's kind of inspirational stuff there. There's review stuff there. The one called "Fuck Gatekeeping," like share all the secrets, show all your gear. Why I joined Tech 9 and break it all down. I want to do a recreate. There's a scene from Saltburn. I want to recreate the lighting width in that YouTube video and show you how it's done. So there's a few different options I'll pick later on.
Amazing.
Jen, what's yours?
I actually took a load of behind the scenes and documenting videos as I went through the 0 to 100K process. So I'm going to try do a bit of stitching and kind of maybe just sit down on the couch and be like, right, this is where it started, the story, looking at behind the scenes footage, the hell, the highs, the lows. And then what I did, so like segment 1 is like, reverse engineering how I took the top 100 videos in my category and restructured them for my first 100 videos, and going through the process of like, okay, what are all the mistakes I made? Like the first video that went viral, I had no hidden words in place. I had no security on my profile. I had my 2-factor authentication. Don't get me wrong. 2FA, everyone, 2FA. But, you know, the amount of text messages that I was getting, being like, someone just tried to get into your Instagram. I still get them all the time. So like people trying to break in, people trying to duplicate out the content, how that makes you like feel, and how it must be for like a teenager in her bedroom or his bedroom who happens to go viral on a piece of content and just doesn't know what to do, like all of the different things you can do. So there's a I'm kind of halfway through filming, but I have like time blocked off tomorrow to wrap it up. But I'm trying to make it more story, not flashy of like 0 to 100K. This is what you're going to do. Boom, boom, boom. You know, it's a bit more like, right, this is where it started. This is where it's going. Kind of
again, I would look at Emma Chamberlain stuff. I think just that style of just chilling and just talking and have kind of bits snipped in. Definitely check her out.
Yeah, that's the kind of, it's going to be very slow. I'm going to feel this. I actually want to feel too slow only for myself because I'm so used to the pace. And I actually need to start transitioning it just for my own learning. So yeah, I feel like I listen to everything on 2x speed as well, even podcasts and everything. So like now when I'm talking, I'm like,
yeah, the long form is definitely coming. I saw there was an Instagrammer playing with 3-minute reels. So that will be here soon in the next few months, next few weeks, maybe. So like be even longer.
And you even see people on TikTok now where they'll do the short clip for the hype and then say it's 15 seconds and then they'll put 45 seconds of a black screen being like, this 45 seconds is here so that I can monetize on TikTok.
Yeah.
Amazing. And Judie, what are you going to be doing?
I think I'm going to do one on how I've swapped Premiere and After Effects for CapCut and Canva and show people how to create animated name bars and outros with the green screen on Canva that then you can chroma key out in CapCut and drop it in on a layer kind of thing. So to kind of make your videos look more professional and branded. Like while I love CapCut, what it's missing is the graphics section. Like there are graphics in there and stuff like that, but you can't customize the font, you can't customize the colors, so it doesn't end up looking branded. So I just want to kind of give people a tutorial maybe on how to do that. Any feedback, any thoughts?
Love it.
Yeah,
Do you use your PC or your phone for CapCut? Well, both.
I'm going to do this all on desktop. This is going to be a free CapCut desktop version. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you should also do a video, Judie, of set up the camera in the car and literally press record and just have a timer of you driving from Cove to the city. And then literally just be like, oh no, I was right or I was wrong. But just be chatting to the camera while it's happening.
Maybe I could get the chopper instead, you know?
Yeah, I know. That video, Jay, would just be her rocking back and forth, being like, I don't want to go. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to leave.
That's brilliant. Listen, I'm going to take over your teach me, if you don't mind, because I want to invest in this YouTube. And so I am going to I think I'm going to record on camera.
Before we jump, what's your video?
We've talked about it. I'm doing that magazine.
You're going to just be the copy, or you're going to have the coffee, kind of just chatting and kind of
absolutely.
It
It's going to be my week in review.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Perfect.
I think that fits in perfectly with what I'm going to do. But I suppose now I want your advice of how I should record that. Should I stick with my iPhone 15 and turn it the other way, which I find really hard to get my eye level right?
Do you have a watch, an Apple Watch?
No.
Oh, never mind. If you turn your phone and you can actually see yourself in the watch, which I find really helpful, is all. Yeah.
Good tip though. So I was thinking of purchasing an inexpensive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Maybe I should just get an Apple phone.
I might get one as well.
Yeah, I might get one as well. But I was thinking of doing it maybe on camera. I haven't done that before. Should I? Or
do you have a camera?
No.
Oh yeah, no. I think cinematic mode in your iPhone 15. Turn the f-stop to 5.6 and have your Rode mic set up, and you're laughing. Have a bit of light. So coming from this side, so 45 degrees on your right hand side, coming downwards towards your kind of face, if you can.
Yeah.
And a little light behind you, be it daylight or night light, whatever it is, just kind of give you a bit of a rim light. Just make it somewhat cinematic. just to give you kind of a feel, because you don't want big brightness. You can, by all means, have a nice one as well. Just make sure you're well lit.
Okay, so I'm going into cinematic and I'm changing it to what?
There should be an F scenario for the F stops. You see the kind of fancy F?
Oh, yes, I've got a fancy F.
Yeah. So press the fancy F. What pops up?
Oh, a little thing along the bottom?
Yeah.
Like
Move
a
it to
gradient.
Exactly. Move it to 5.6.
Done.
And then just have that locked in, and then that the whole time it will just kind of be a nice shallow depth of field, but it also would not too bad. It won't be too shallow, because sometimes if you go too shallow, kind of that awful kind of fake rim looking around you, you know.
Yeah.
But and then just have your Rode mic. I actually like the idea of you holding the mic, the actual Rode mic you have.
Yes.
Kind of chatting into a microphone. I like that idea.
Okay.
The big stick, like the actual microphone you have.
Yes.
It's something different. It's something nice, like, do you know what I mean? So, like, it's exactly,
and it gives the early TV vibes, doesn't it?
Yeah, 90s TV
it gives
vibes,
like the signal that this is where it's going.
I'm Veronica Cornerstone.
Yeah. I feel like I want to put blue tack on the bottom of it so it just stands.
Jan, do me a big favor and get a black Sharpie and colour out road.
Colour
no
out
offense,
that,
road. Yeah. That's what I did to mine, and I way prefer it. Otherwise, it looks like a road ad in my mind.
Yeah,
well,
that's
unless
the
you're
problem
waiting for
with
some
Rode.
road sponsorship.
Oh!
I don't think they do it. I've never heard of anyone getting sponsored by. Oh, she's got a mic flag now that she's holding up. And what we do with them is there's a Canva template that you can drop your logo onto and then print it out on photo paper, wrap it around the flag, and then you've got it branded. Yep, well done.
So that's one.
The other one? Is the other one empty?
The other one's empty. This is
do
just
4 signatures. Do 4 big signatures on that one.
Oh, I like that.
So it's your signature.
It's a great idea.
I mean,
Very Gary V.
Yeah.
I have a messy signature too.
He was my mentor, Jen. He was my mentor. Let's not forget this.
If anyone can't see,
actually my best friend.
Shan is talking about this handheld mic adapter kind of thing that you put a Rode mic into, and it becomes then a handheld mic. But she's also talking about this thing that you buy on Amazon that you put up and into the mic, and you can put your logo on it. Sorry, I'm just very conscious of people who are just listening and not watching, because you get totally lost with that. So,
and if you are just listening, then you need to look at YouTube to see what I'm doing.
We have a good little crew watching on YouTube, don't we? A lot of people watch our YouTube.
Good.
Because it's so good. It's so good. And I don't know enough about YouTube. Can we, when we, like on Friday, when all these go live, by the way, it might be the evening. It will be the evening, actually. I'm going to do it on last thing on a Friday. That's my last thing I'm going to do of the week is my YouTube. And can we link to each other? Can I tag you? I don't know how YouTube works.
Yeah,
you can. Yeah, you just literally add the username or YouTube usernames in the bio. You can and then it tags us.
The other thing, a small tip, is that if you plan on putting up stories about the YouTube and you want to put it in your link in bio and things like that, when people click on a YouTube link or a link to go pretty much anywhere from your stories, there's like a middle piece here that pops up and keeps them in the app on Instagram. But if you Google deep link generator,
amazing,
and you put the link to your YouTube video into that, it'll spit a different link back to you that forces the YouTube app to open on the user's device when they click on the link.
I was only thinking about this the other day.
They get transitioned straight to YouTube as opposed to being held in Instagram where they can't subscribe or like.
Right. They have to log into YouTube. It's a pain in the it's a great call. Yeah. Deep
so make sure to deep link.
Deep link generator. Amazing.
Yeah. And it's the same for anything you're linking to in another app. Get a deep link. Yeah. Do
you use ChatGPT, Sian?
I do.
But yeah, so I would actually ask ChatGPT then when you're uploading, tell them what the video is about. Ask it to be a YouTube specialist or however way you word it, and then say, I want to get 35 to 100 keywords. My video is about this. Can you please give them to me without hashtags, with commas, so you can literally copy and paste them in, so you get an idea of. Just because keywords are important, that kind of stuff in searching. Yeah, when you're sharing across your stories, do use the deep link because your friends will then go into YouTube, and make sure to say, like and subscribe, guys.
I can subscribe. Okay, amazing. Actually, I gave my phone, my 5-year-old niece said to me the other day, can I use your phone? I want to do a video. And I was like, yeah. And she went, hi guys, I'm here with my auntie. And I was like, what? I said, what is she watching? She's like tiny. She's so tiny. And I was like, but yeah.
Instead of saying goodbye, like and subscribe.
Smash that like button.
I know. I love it. Guys, thank you so much. That was of such a benefit to me. I know that there'll be people listening that there will be a benefit to also. I'll let you know how I get on in 4 weeks with the testing of having a separate platform. And I can't wait till Friday to see everybody's YouTubes. It's going to be great.
So by the time people are listening to this, the videos will have been uploaded. So make sure to go back and watch them on our channel.
So much pressure.
I know. Thank you so much. And listen, please, constructive criticism is always, always welcome. And comment, like and subscribe. And
Can I call this episode the one where we're all pissed off at Chan?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that was the other thing. My sister rang me and said, do you and Jay like each other? and I said, of course. I said,
of course we do, yeah.
He's my pal. That's why we can rib each other so much. And she went, I just wanted to check. She's very quiet, my sister. She's complete opposite to me. But and actually, she listens to the podcast, so I'll give her a shout out. She's an amazing bookkeeper from Ennis, Claire Horn. Oh,
nice.
That's not her
I
name.
have to get.
Her name is Claire Coman because she got married.
I have to give a shout out as well to Keith Kennedy. He gave me a gimbal. I used it. It was class. I have the Zhiyun Webuild 3 S3. We're playing with it, and it was class. I did a whole property shoot with it, and he'll be in touch. Shane, calm down.
Okay, Keith, I'm waiting for you, Keith.
Guys, we can't end this podcast without obviously a shout out to our favorite Lee. Otherwise, that wouldn't really be fair to give everyone a shout out without Lee.
Is Lee coming to the live scenario?
He is working. But if I can get him covered, I think he's almost like our mascot at this point. So if I can get him covered, I'll get him there.
Did I just
Will Lee wear my
well?
leprechaun outfit? Will Lee wear the leprechaun suit?
I think I just leaked about the live episode there today.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you should. Never mind. Well, this is one thing. We might as well talk about it quick because I was thinking we should give to listeners an opportunity to come to that live episode. So we will put all the information actually on our YouTube. So if you love this podcast, and you would like to come along to the live, we'll put some information up next week on our YouTube and on our Unbranded platform on Instagram. So please go there and we'll give you more information of how you can win 2 tickets to come along to a live episode where you can ask whatever you like of us, which would be pretty amazing. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to follow,
bye, everyone.
Everything else, and we'll see you on the other side of Easter. Take care.